could change life's circumstance, buy a mansion on the ocean, vacation at my summer ranch. I could throw a week-long party, quit my job at the factory, living easy and free. Oh, how happy I could be if I had $1 billion. If I had $1 billion, would I want $1 billion more? I invested wisely, help out the sick and poor.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Annette Mendel, co-host of Humanity Matters, and tonight's episode is called Meet Chief Bureau of Police Nate Harper. And I want to introduce to you tonight our special guest who's with us right now, Chief of Police Nate Harper.
Thank you.
And now our host, Albert Torcaso.
Well, I guess I'm going to cheat and reintroduce Chief of Police, Pittsburgh Police Nate Harper. First of all, everyone, this young man has dedicated his life to serving and protecting and helping the people of Pittsburgh for not 10 years, not 20 years, not even 30 years. This young man has been on the force for 34 years, serving Pittsburgh. And he didn't start out as the chief of police. He actually, at one point, was walking the beat in regular, well, not that they're regular, but, you know, he started walking the beat and what have you. So I am very honored to have you here, Nate Harper. And if we could, before we get into what we're here to talk about today, which is some gun violence and dealing with the guns and what have you, and we will talk about that, let's go ahead and quickly have you tell us, you've been on the force for 34 years, right?
34 years.
Now, you did start out as a what would you call that? Just, I don't want to call him a regular officer.
Well, patrolman.
A patrolman, okay.
That's correct.
And what put you in the situation that kept having you be able to be promoted? Was it the education that you received from the college? What exactly was it?
I would say it was by the grace of God first.
Okay, I agree with that.
And second, it was my intuition of wanting to climb the ladder within the Bureau of Police.
Right.
And, you know, when I first joined the police force, I was assigned to Zone 6, which was Squirrel Hill, Shady, South Point Breeze, and that. And started out on foot patrol.
Okay.
And at the same time, you know, working in the police department, and most people, when they come on the job as well as want to be police officers,
right,
it's all about what we can do for people.
Right.
And making sure that our weakest of society is protected.
Right.
Along with making sure that everyone can live a life of not fear.
Right.
Was my main two objectives of wanting to be a police officer. I'm homegrown. I grew up in the Hill District. Went to the city's Pittsburgh Public Schools.
Okay. What school was that?
Which all of them are closed up now, so I guess I'm showing my age.
But that's fine. You'll be all right.
Went to Madison
okay.
Elementary, Heron Hill, which is now UPrep.
Okay.
And Shilney High School.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to believe Shilney's closed up, but I think they closed up Peabody not long ago.
Yes, and it's very hard to believe that.
That is hard to believe.
You know, Shilney closed up first off.
Yeah.
And you know, when you look at the city, I understand the changes that are being made, but it was a very hard pill to swallow.
I believe it.
But during my 34-year career in Steele County, it's been a wonderful career.
There you go.
I would advise anyone that has an inkling that they want to go into law enforcement to really look at the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. I'm always recruiting.
All right, well, one thing, Chris Weis is the one who asked me to have you on here, and I'm very proud to have you on here. He's on the phone right now, but before we get to him, and we will be getting to you in about 2 seconds, Chris, one thing I have to put in my own recommendation, and this is not to be unfair to your other assistant chiefs of police, and I hope she doesn't get angry, but at some point in the future, like years from now, when you decide to retire, I kind of would like to see Assistant Chief Marguerite Bryant.
Marita.
Yeah. Actually, right. I think, how did I pronounce her? Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah,
I'd like to see her to be the actual next city of Pittsburgh Bureau of Police. How do you pronounce that? I want to get that right.
Marita Bryant.
Yeah, and I want to, and instead of the Pittsburgh Borough of Police, right?
Pittsburgh Bureau of
Someday in the
Police.
future, I'd like to see her to be the Chief of Police.
Yes, and I think it would be a very good way to pass the baton to.
Yeah.
She's a very well committed and dedicated
I met her a few
person.
times.
And we joined the police force at the same time.
go.
We actually attended the Allegheny County Police Academy in the same class.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know the other assistants. I did see I was looking at the chain of command, which was quite interesting. And I found one thing that I found interesting. There are certain other different levels of staff command and stuff, and some of them have more officers than the assistant chiefs. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right.
Well,
so that was interesting.
Yeah, actually, under the assistant chief, she has the largest branch of the bureau. Wow. And Marita is over operations.
I thought it was Marguerite. Somebody always told me it was Marguerite.
No, it's Marita.
It's Marita.
That's right.
Well, let her know that I put in a recommendation for her to be the next chief of police or the future. Right. And tell her not to yell at me for getting the name wrong.
Okay.
You know, she sees my vehicle out there, no tickets, no tickets, no tickets. But actually, if you could actually get this call, this is Chris who told me all about having you on here, so you can get it.
Good afternoon, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Uh-oh, we might have lost him.
We may have waited too long.
Uh-oh. All right, well, we may have lost him due to not technical difficulties. He's in the hospital right now, and you know how sometimes phones are in short supply. So if Chris can try to call back in, but if not, we're gonna have to take up the slack and make sure that we do what he wants us to do. So if Chris does call back, we'll get to him right away. But he was interested in reducing gun violence and controlling guns. Now, how much can be achieved through the police in terms of reducing gun violence if we still have illegal and organized crime elements somehow getting these guns out there? So what can be done to control the guns, and are guns the #1 source of violence in Pittsburgh?
Yes, it is the #1 source of violence. When you look at how many guns are out there on the streets, there's way too many in the wrong hands.
Okay, excuse me for interrupting. Could you get the phone for Chris? He's back.
Okay.
And then you could answer him if you could. Could you
Sure.
get that, Chief? Could you ask him to get on?
Is Chris on the line?
Yes.
All right, thanks.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, how are you? First of all, Officer Harper, I'd like to thank you for showing up. I appreciate you doing that. And I have 3 questions, and I'll ask the questions, and being my bride will be here in about 3 minutes. You can answer the questions, and I'll listen to them later. One question is, with all the